By 2030, more than half of the American population will be obese. And this is something that should concern a lot of you and others living in America today. This is Welcome Up here. Brand new topic, brand new video. I'm going to be talking about the obesity issues in the US and how this should be a health concern in the future. I was curious to look up studies behind this, and what I've seen, I'm not surprised. Most of the jobs that I've had, there was always about 2 to 3 people or one person that was obese. Obesity has always been an issue due to the fact that many people don't really watch what they eat. Many people they get carried away. Some people may get lazy. Their metabolism slows down. Some people may be very, very, very busy that they don't have the time to work out. Some people may really not care too much about their weight, and it's understandable. But when it comes down to your health, in the long run, as you get older, things is eventually going to slow down. This is how our body was made and how it's built. Our body was made and built this way for a reason. Your metabolism keeps up a lot because while you're younger, you have more energy to keep up with that metabolism, to keep up with a lot of stuff. This is why it's easier to burn fat and burn calories and work out than the average man who is 50 plus years old or the average woman who's 50 plus years old. I have people in my family who are older than 40 who has health problems, who has high blood pressure, who has diabetes, who has heart problems, high cholesterol, all these type of stuff because they did not watch the things that they eat. If your consumption of food is a lot while you're younger, then it should slow down as you get older. Just like candy, just like McDonald's, just like junk food, things like that. There's nothing wrong with having these type of things once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, it's not an issue if you feel like having McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, right? We all know these things are bad for us, but it's what we make of it that makes it bad to us, right? There's some people that would have McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner about 3 to 4 times a week. Seriously. There's some people that breathes all these type of junk food, these things that will harm their weight like crack. Because a lot of people are too lazy to cook now, then they will do things like that. They will also find the cheapest option that's available to them. Why you think certain places and certain bodegas and stores opens up in certain neighborhoods, and certain neighborhoods has a higher obesity rate more than the other? Women may have gained a few extra pounds because they had kids. Things like that happens because during their cycles of their pregnancy, right? There will be times where they'll crave more, they'll want to eat more. Next thing you know, they don't. Everyone is different in that department, but it's only a matter of time if they choose to want to lose all that baby fat or that weight that they gained while they were pregnant. So they have an excuse on why and how they gained that weight, and we all have an excuse on how and why we gained a lot of the weight that we did. Many people are just naturally skinny, and they could be 40, 50 years old and still be skinny, still be the same size, and they could be fine. But just because someone is obese does not mean that a lot of people that has passed 300, 400, 500 pounds should make an excuse on saying things like, well, I'm healthy, I may be big, but I eat right. I may be big, but my health is not really much of an issue. I'm perfectly healthy. It may be true, but that's not the case for everybody. That is not the case. There was a guy who I knew who was probably about 100 or not 100, 150, 60 pounds, right? He was in his early 20s. He passed away from a heart attack. And he was diabetic. The things that you consume and that you eat constantly, that's always surrounding you and your surroundings, you have a choice to consume or not. All these companies know this. This is how they make their money. Coca-Cola doesn't care. A lot of soda consumption companies doesn't care. McDonald's doesn't care. A lot of fast food restaurants that knows that there's obese people that's still eating their food, they do not care. Everything is on you, basically. So any death that happens, anything that happens, everything comes around and goes around like money. So now that your health is a big concern as you get older and you have all these health problems, now you're going to the doctor a lot more, and the doctors and the hospitals is making more money off of you. They're making money off of the medication, they're making money off of the prescriptions, and this is also how a lot of doctors get paid. They get paid by how many times you visit. They get paid by the medications. It's like a bonus to them. Every time when you come in, they're happy. They're happy to know that you're coming in. Okay? And the harsh thing is, not many people would tell you the truth. A lot of people now in 2020, they're so afraid to tell the truth because they don't want to get Me Too. They don't want to get fired. They don't want to offend the wrong person. They don't want to lose their job. So basically what they have to do is they got to hide all the things that they want to say and keep it to themselves, especially if it's something that's a health concern. They can't say it because at the end of the day, you know what? The media is right. This is not my business. What this person eats is not my business. Their health problem is not my business. So guess what most people is going to do? They're not going to say anything. Artists like Lizzo has been fat shamed and made hundreds and thousands of excuses on why she could be big and attractive, right? Now, no one's not forcing you to lose weight. No one's not pushing you or telling you what to do. As we get older, we have our own decisions and choices to make in life. People knows the truth for themselves. People knows when they have to lose weight. People knows where their health is on the line and it should be a concern. They'll know how to take care of it. And whatever they choose to do with it or not is on them. If studies and resources are saying by 2030, half of the American population will be obese, that should alarm a lot of you. There's nothing wrong with being healthy. There's nothing wrong with wanting to go out, work out in the gym, take a walk, jog. There's nothing wrong with doing that. If you're being unproductive already, and the more unproductive you are, you're sitting down at home on the couch, people who plays video games all day, COVID-19 has made it a lot worse too. And it's true. There are a lot of lazy people. I'm not sure how the gender ratio rates are between men and women that are obese, but in most cases, from what I've noticed, there's a lot of the shaming tactics that people say to each other that it doesn't go through a lot of people and it doesn't work because we have the ignorant people that would use the excuse of my body, my choice. They would use the excuse of it's my body, I can do what I want. They would make all these excuses and they won't care about their health and they won't care about it long term. Guess what? This is why death rates in obesity is at an all-time high as well. There's a certain large percentage of cases of people who dies over heart diseases, diabetes, high blood pressure, more so due to their weight. If my own partner knows this already, and she's motivated enough to say, hey, I know I gotta lose the weight. I'm gonna take care of myself and do what I have to do. I'm motivated while I'm still young. I got the time. I'm doing something. Then do it. Change your diet. Stop eating after 8. Cut a lot of carbs from your diet if you want to lose all the weight. Do what you can. Things like this takes time. It's not gonna be overnight. There's some people that would rather just go the easy route and get surgery, but in a lot of cases with surgery, there's times that something could go wrong or it could be a failure. But if the average person in America, 1 out of 4 Americans, imagine if it's 2 out of 4 Americans, was obese, would people really say that this is normal? How come in Asia, how come in Italy, how come in all these other third world countries, right? And all these other countries, right? How come you barely see people that's past 250, 300 pounds walking randomly on the sidewalks or on the streets or on a public place? How come you don't see that like that? Because there's a law set in place, traditionalism is set in place, and the government and the president or the world leaders, whoever, they know what is poison and what can harm the civilians' health. They actually care about their people. They actually care a lot. Japan even has a law that if you're past a certain weight, it'll be illegal for you to walk around in public being of a certain weight. I think it's past like 200 pounds. I'm not 100% sure. You guys have to do your research. This is actually true, and this is actually a real thing. If you're past a certain weight, there's a weight limit, right? If you're past that certain weight limit in Japan, you will be prosecuted and arrested. It is illegal to be past about 150 pounds or more in Japan. I think it's a little higher than that. Okay? Anyone that knows, please comment down below and let me know. I've also placed a link down in the description box down below in the video on times.com on the same topic that I'm talking about. The same exact topic. If you're not really motivated enough, then push yourself and cut a lot of things out of your life that's holding you back. If I know a lot of things that's not good for me, and it's holding me back from my goals, the things that I want to do, I'll slowly but surely do my best to get rid of it. Keep myself busy. Do what I can to avoid it, so I don't sit in the same problem. Because we're not getting younger, we're only getting older in the end of the day. If a lot of people does not want to hear it, they don't want to hear it. But how America is now, it's like you can't even have a freedom of speech anymore to even talk about these type of issues, because there'll always be those people that will be very offended now. Now they made women who are BBWs, they made these type of people the norm. A lot of cases from what I've noticed, men that are obese and their partners or their wives is less than 150 pounds, most cases they're with them because the guy has money. Maybe they've been together for over 5 years. It could be for anything, right? But that's in most cases is because the guy has money. But from what I've noticed, even me asking my own friend this, would you be comfortable walking around with your own partner knowing the fact that she's 300 pounds or more? A lot of people would not feel very comfortable in going out with their partner looking all slobby, looking like a bum, and of course it would bother them because they don't feel confident around that partner. They don't feel really happy on how they look. They could love the partner, okay? But they're not happy about their shape or their look. So it's only a concern, not a shaming tactic, not something to throw shade at you or put you down. It's only a health concern to tell your other partner that, hey, you should be fit. You should be healthy. You could take care of yourself. Do it at your own time, your own pace. You notice for yourself? Good. Cut all the stuff off. Start somewhere. It starts with you. It doesn't start with me. It doesn't start with your mom. It doesn't start with anybody. It starts with you. How you go on about things. What you wish to do. What you want to change. The change is not going to happen unless you implement that change to start happening. Okay? So yes, being obese is not something... being obese in America should not be normal. You also have to pay attention to all these things that they labeled and put in the foods that you have. That's why I have a habit now of reading the ingredients on the boxes or the packs of food that I get from my supermarket, like Walmart or anywhere, right? I make sure to read what's in the back, what's inside my food, because it's a concerning matter to know what you're eating, to know what's going in your system, because all that cornstarch and corn syrup, other countries never heard of it. People may be in a small bubble thinking that, hey, all the same stuff that we eat, other people eats it too in other countries. No, they don't. No, they don't. It's a completely different world out there when you travel. You see it. There's nothing wrong with having a fit culture where you want to live a long life, where you want to get by easier in life, not having to worry about the weight holding you back. People wants to move around easier. They want to feel confident and comfortable with presenting their partner in public. You look presentable, not horrible. This is not to throw shade or shame anybody, because a lot of people will be so afraid to even talk about this. This is something that should be a real matter for people to actually understand and get that, oh crap, they're not playing. If you see the numbers of cases, and more than half of the US is to be obese by 2030, that is not good. I don't even see many people jog out there or jog like that anymore. I really don't. I don't see it. And if they do, they probably do it privately. They're at home, wherever the case may be. But on average, there's always someone who's past a certain weight limit, or who's past a certain weight everywhere you go. I'm fit myself. I'd rather start somewhere while I'm young so I don't have to worry about any complications with my health when I'm older. I want to live a long life. You want to be healthy. You don't want to die in your 40s and 50s because of your weight being the main issue on why you have cancer or certain health conditions. People need to think about this. Okay? How society is now, most people are offended because they know it's the truth. Being obese is not healthy. If the sooner you notice, the better it'll be for you. Take your time to work on your health, your diet. Don't do it for other people. Do it for yourself because you care. Just like anyone else would care about you. This is Welcome Up here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.